Bulldogs, Athens, Georgia, UGA, Bulldogs, Athens, Georgia, UGA, Bulldogs, Athens, Georgia. Coming down the track, it's a mean machine in red and black. There's no finer in the land of the drunk obnoxious Georgia fans.
What is up, We Them Dog Podcast? We are back with another episode, and today we have some good notes. Georgia had their second scrimmage, and we're really excited about some of the things that we already have heard. And man, we just been really busy. I'm tired. I'm very tired. But anyway, before we get started, make sure you hit that like button so this video can go out into the algorithm to people just like you, and it can help this channel grow. So with that being said, we are about to take it over to the live scene with my boy Dante. What's up?
Man, what's up, man? It's been a minute. We've been busy trying to get on the same page, but we here. We gonna get it done. It's gonna happen.
Most definitely, man. It's been like a busy weekend. I know um I'm coaching flag football, 7 to 10 year old, and like man, we've been practicing like crazy. I'm trying to get them right. We're doing better though. We won our second scrimmage, and today I think it was more so like a tie. I think it would have been a close game if it had been a real game, but we actually played the I gotta just point this out. So the team that we beat really bad in the second scrimmage, they were the Georgia
Uh,
Bulldogs. They were the Georgia Bulldogs. Like, oh man, why we gotta beat the Georgia Bulldog like that?
You
They're
gotta
bad.
do them back.
And we're the Oregon Ducks. So I was like, man, that's crazy.
You still got that girl out there swinging the rock for you?
Yeah, she's actually doing a lot better. I'm teaching her how to like roll out instead of sit still and trying to complete the pass. Like if the pass is going to the left, like roll out to the left. If it's going to the right, roll out to the right. If you got to, you can like turn back. If you roll on to the left, you could look back to the right. There's somebody in the flat. Um,
Yeah.
but we just trying to really change stuff up. But the kid we played today, man, they were playing man coverage, not zone. So it was really hard to get the ball out on some pass plays. Like we could have, but some of my kids wasn't catching the ball.
They be like that.
I know. I'm like, man. But with that being said, we got some notes and we got some stuff to talk about. As y'all can see, that's Gunner Stockton right there, line up with Nate Frazier in the backfield. And Nate Frazier actually finally we hear about Nate Frazier doing pretty good. I was a little
Yeah,
worried.
man. I expect a big year out of old Nate the Great. It's basically his team. Everybody knows he RB1.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to figure out who that RB2 is, but we're riding it down with Nate. So we
Yeah.
expect big things out of him.
Most definitely, man. Like he's a baller. He showed us that last year. I just hope he don't get the sophomore slump. You know how like freshmen they ball out the first year, then the next year it's kind
Mm.
of like a slump. It's kind of like it seemed like as if teams have keyed in on knowing like, wait, this freshman balled out last year. So now it's starting to look like Chauncey Bowens is showing out at practice more than Nate Frazier and Bo Walker, which is good. Good, they take the
Yeah,
pressure off of Nate Frazier.
yeah. If it's one position you really don't care too much about in practice, is that running back spot. Especially when you're RB1, because you don't want that guy taking a lot of unnecessary hits and totes. So it's good to see the backups.
Yeah,
I will say for that.
it,
Um,
exactly.
Good.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, you know what, we ain't heard much, but I'm actually glad. I'm actually glad. I'm really glad that like we're not wearing them out. And
Exactly.
the offense showed out today.
Yes, even get into some of those studs we heard about today.
Yeah, man. I'm like, it's 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 actually a good thing because the the first time we heard scrimmage, it was the defense. The defense was having like showing out, and this is what we want to hear when it comes down to fall camp. We want to hear the offense doing well, and then we want to hear the defense doing well. We want to like hear it like that back and forward. That we want it to be like that. We don't want to hear, oh, the offense it's just been killing it. Cause now we're kind of worried, like, well, do that mean our defense suck,
Right.
or vice versa? You know, man, do that mean if the defense is killing it, do that mean our offense suck? You know, so I don't remember what we heard last year. I wish I can like go back to some notes of last year. But if I ain't mistaken, I think they said that the defense was playing a lot better and the offense was having some trouble. And you start to see that throughout the season. Um, Players just wasn't, you know, making as much plays, but the defense was actually like they was all right this year, like this past season. They the one that kind of I feel like helped the team majority of the time because we couldn't complete passes, we couldn't run the ball, and dude, that's been like Kirby' biggest thing is like running the ball, and we heard in camp that there's been 30-yard break, you know, people breaking 30 yards, 20-yard runs, you know. That is right there is really good. That's showing that the offense is playing better, and the offensive line that we were kind of worried about that they're doing really really good. Actually, they're doing pretty well. I heard Juan Gatson, Juan, Juan Gatson is a guy that they probably can't keep off the field, and he's probably going to end up being a starter. That kid is a beast as a freshman.
Yeah, I think I remember a lot like to piggyback off of last year scrimmage notes and stuff. I remember hearing a lot about Branson Robinson last year during the scrimmages. That's the one player I remember hearing a lot about.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, our old line last year, I think they weren't very good, but a lot of those guys weren't very healthy with like Ernest Green and Mauro Freeling.
yep,
But those two guys will be back. They'll be back. They got a lot to prove, you know. I think this old line, like we have a bunch of guys now on the team that have never won a national title, you know, which is good. We need those hungry guys back. We need those N'Kobe Deans and Nolan Smiths. You know, we need those hungry guys back in that
oh
want
yeah,
to win. You know, even just win the day, let alone the game, win the practice. Like we need those guys. We need that back. Cause I just felt like last year we just kind of like went through the season. We didn't have like no leadership or no care. It was just like, oh, we're Georgia, we're gonna win. You know, like a bunch of like you look back on like the UMass game and the Mississippi State game. Like, no offense to Mississippi State, but those games are supposed to be blowout.
yeah.
You
It
know,
was.
like those teams shouldn't be in the game against Georgia.
Nope.
Like we're just so complacent last year. We didn't have that fire, passion, and energy that Kirby
Hmm.
always preached.
We was
You know, and I
missing.
think that changes this year because, like I said, a lot of those guys they don't have much on the resume. There is no 2021 national championship ring on their resume, you know, or
Yeah,
2020.
I agree, man. You hit it. You nailed it right on the head because they were saying. I heard that one thing about having like younger players is that the coaches feel like they like now they can coach. Like they actually feel like they have some coaching to do, and it's more fun because you when you got players that already veterans that been there, like yeah, they still coach them up, but like these players already kind of know what to do, so there's already like some expectation there. But when they're young, you're trying to get them right and ready for the season, and they're hype and they're all battling out. And this is why we see all these competitions going on, even from the quarterback standpoint. You still
Mhm.
got Puglisi, they bring him in, but you got Ryan Montgomery out there. They saying that Ryan Montgomery is actually making some really good throws, and he throw like 3 touchdowns in the scrimmage.
Yeah, I think he would have been ranked a lot higher if he didn't tear his ACL last year.
Yeah,
I think that's
absolutely.
one. I feel like he's one of those bargain, like, oh, this guy was a 4-star, but I mean, he is probably going to be a high 4-star, low 5-star. He was one of those guys before tearing his ACL, and like, like the note said, like, be on the lookout for this guy. Like, he might cause some ruckus, you
Yeah.
know. Like, he's not just going to go down just because Mr. Jerry Curtis is coming on campus next year. Like
Boy, that
Kirby
quarterback.
it's all about competing, and what you doing in practice. We know Kirby says it all the time. How are you practicing? That's what
Yep.
he's gonna play. Whoever's practicing good.
Man, that quarterback competition gonna be crazy next season. And
It is.
I don't know who this is. I want to say is that Bowens or is that Nate Frazier? I can't really tell. They don't show the number. It looked like Nate
It
Frazier,
was like yeah, it was like Nate.
but man, they saying Bowens have been showing out and Bo Walker. You don't hear nothing about McCray, but we did hear that he scored a 1 yard touchdown. So, like that's good as far as like that's what we pretty much brought him in for. The guy that can
Yeah,
score short yardage.
exactly. We got those home run hitters with Frazier and Phillips and Bowens and Bo Walker. They're more like the what's the thing? I can't think of his name. Uh,
Which one?
Edward number he is number 30, something Edwards. I cannot think of his name. Starts with a D, I will say.
You talking about Bowens?
No. Our pass running back.
Oh, the pass
His
running
number
back.
30. Yeah,
Oh,
last name is
Dejon
Edwards.
Edward. Dejon Edward.
Dejon Edwards. Yes. Colquitt County. I can't think of his name.
Yeah,
They're more like the Dejon Edward types back.
yeah,
They can run you over, but they're still kind of shifty, but they're
yeah,
not gonna like outrun you. You know.
yeah. That's you know, it's gonna be very interesting. And speaking of speed, let's not forget they were talking about Dwight Phillips. Like he's actually not. They saying this is not going to be just your gadget guy, but this guy going to be like he's an all around running back. From what I heard, he's actually an all around running back. Like this guy have the potential to be that guy. You know, somewhere in the lineup to get a few totes. And I'm just shocked that Rod Robinson is not your second down, like your second like your RB2 or even McCray, but it's actually Chauncey Bowens and Bo Walker. Bo Walker could like I love hearing that
Yeah.
though. I love hearing that. I know I ain't hearing nothing about Cash Jones, which kind of blows my mind too. I haven't heard nothing about Cash Jones.
Wait, Cass Jones don't really tilt the rock that much. He's more of a catcher on third downs.
They need
But
a
don't sleep on Cass Jones now.
yeah,
I'm sure
and
he's getting some tilts in there somewhere.
exactly. I mean,
But
we'll
the
see.
staff they already know what they got in Cass Jones, so he don't really need too much of the rep because he's not gonna be running it as
Yeah,
much as Bowens and Roger Robinson and Bo Walker. You know,
yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not too much of a fan of him running the ball, but if you get him there and have him go out in the flat or run a wheel route, hey, I'm all for it.
exactly. That's where he thrives at.
Yeah, yeah, he really do. And speaking of this offense, I think the offensive line, who was it that they said started? So Warren Gatson, Ernest Green, right? Bo,
Yeah,
Bo
Bobo. Was it Unai? Michael
oh
Unai
yeah,
at guard?
Unai or whatever your name, Unai.
I don't remember who the other tackle was though. I don't think it was Freeland. It was somebody else.
Did Michael Morris play?
Who's the other tackle? I can't remember who said the other tackle
I
was.
forgot who it was, but I think
Was it Bo Hughley?
Michael Morris. If no, Michael Morris was like not hurt, but and maybe it was Freeland.
Yeah, maybe. Well, I didn't think it was Freeland though.
But anyway, the offensive line is looking better. They looking a lot better, and
That's
freaking let's see, what is this picture? Okay, that is that picture. Let's see what else we got here.
That's good, man. We need that old line doing better. It's always a lot easier to play better when you got somebody coming for your spot.
Yeah.
Like when you got that 5-star Warren Gaston coming in for either guard spot or tackle spot. Like you gotta play. You know what I mean? Like
Man,
last year, there was nobody pushing for any time last year.
nobody really. It was just like everybody pretty much was like, oh, that's who's gonna play or whatever.
Yeah, it was the same
Same
five
stuff.
people with the only person that kept swapping out was Michael Morris at guard.
Yeah, most definitely. So, oh, you had lagged out a little bit. But let's talk about the wide receivers. I love this. I absolutely love what I'm hearing about the wide receivers. I like
Yeah,
it's not one of those, oh, we got some great wide receivers and then boom, like, oh, the wide receivers are struggling. We are like everybody, it's just like everybody have their day that they're good, and we need to hear that. Like CJ Wally, man, we hearing. I told you, did I? In 1 hour episode, I said CJ Wally, the dude gonna be a beast. CJ Wally scored like what, 3 times?
yeah, man. That's how he had like 250-yard catches. He probably had like 200 yards in this scrimmage. Like
Buddy was balling. They said he was
he is
balling against the what, second D?
he's second team D. Yeah, he came in first team defense and was killing them too.
Yeah. They say he was balling out second team D and then comes in and ball out against the first team D. This is what we want to hear. And
That's what you hear. You want to hear, like you said, you want to hear it, each day. You want to hear a different wide receiver killed it.
yep.
Like that tells me people are taking it to heart. People know, hey, this ain't last year's Georgia team. Like motherfuckers are coming from my spot. And
Yeah.
like I said, that pushes those guys. And like this might be the best wide receiver group at Georgia that I've ever seen. I'm not saying somebody's gonna get 1,000 yards, but just as a talent whole, collectively, like you can throw out pretty much any three wide receivers at any time and feel good.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
That's three receivers.
It's just like, man. This is what I noticed because you pointed out something. Reason why you're not hearing much about Nate Frazier because they're not trying to put too much on him. But he going to get some reps in. He going to work on the things that maybe he need to work on more. So those are the plays he's gonna run. And you look at like, okay, so we're not hearing much about Landon Humphrey other than like he's in the startup line, right?
Right.
We're not hearing much about Dylan Bell until today. The only thing we heard about Dylan Bell is he was dropping passes. But now
Right.
like what you hearing now is, oh, Dylan Bell caught a screen and if I'm mistaken he scored or something like that, but he got some good yardage off these screenplays. So it's looking
Yeah.
like they finding out wets where they can use Dylan Bill at.
I think Dylan Bell, we were just talking about that gadget spot. I think Dylan Bell's gonna go back to that gadget guy.
He is the gadget guy.
Yeah, he's gonna
Absolutely.
go back there to your running back, slot wide receiver, like that. He's gonna go back to what made him Dylan Bell, you know.
Facts, man. I think that's that what they should do. And Talon Taylor, they said Talon Taylor was gonna be the guy over CJ Wally, but now like the gap is closing. This is what we want to hear about our freshmen. They competing. And there is like a back and forth thing. We already know Noah Thomas balling. We already know Kobe Young balling. We already know Zachariah Branch balling. But now you got these guys. And also we heard a pretty good things about I didn't show you, but like Thomas Blackshear, they saying this man could be like an Xavier Leggett, that what he looked like out there.
I forgot. I forget all about him.
Man, they
I,
said he's looking good.
and like the good part with him is you can like he's not gonna need to play any playing time this year, so you could kind of do the Kobe White role with him and just like let him sit, let him chill. Like,
Hmm.
all right, we'll use this guy next year. You know,
Him and Travis William. Late. I heard they actually look pretty good. They said Travis William fast.
that's good. Like, what you like back to the Talented and CJ Warley thing really quick. Like, it's good when you hear one good thing about like, oh, Talented dominated today, and then CJ Warley is like, all right, hold on, let me show you who I am. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, that is what you want to hear.
Man.
Like, that is the best news as a Georgia fan, especially at receiver, where we know like last year we were like a D plus F grade at receiver.
Yeah.
Like, we need to hear this.
Man.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Taylor and CJ Wiley, they start last year as receivers on that team.
Man. This gonna be a bit. This gonna be a good group. And you know that with that being said, that lead us to okay. If they are making plays, somebody got to be throwing the ball. Gunnar Stockton is actually doing better. We ain't heard too much about Gunnar Stockton. We don't know much about his running capability. We know he can run, but
Mm-hmm.
of course these are scrimmage. They're not gonna hit him. But he's making. We want to know, can he throw? Like, which we know he can. But they saying his deep balls are like crazy good, and for us to hear like 50 yards and 30-yard throws, that's good, man.
Yeah, a place where Carson Beck struggled in both of his 2 seasons starting
Mhm.
was his deep balls were
Yep.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
His deep balls were pretty bad. Like, he missed a lot of deep balls.
Missed a lot.
I can't tell you how many times we had like deep shots called and he just missed them. One thing about Gunner's gonna hit those motherfuckers. He's
Yeah,
gonna hit his deep shots. You even look at the Notre Dame game, he had Arian Smith down the
man.
sideline. Um, I think it might have been Dylan Bell. He hit right in the hands and he dropped it.
Yeah, yep. Th- This is one of the notes we were talking about when Dylan Bell was wide open
And
and he
just dropped it.
dropped. And then they said CJ Wale come in at practice day and he catches the ball.
Yeah, he saw he whispered to a guy
Yeah,
in the
in the press
thing.
box.
Yeah.
And he told him, he said, man,
Yeah.
see, I saw CJ Wale catch that same ball. So this is a good thing. These are things that we are hearing and is really, really good. I think hands down, like I said, I think this offense gonna gel together. And also, man, it ain't like the defense just got thrashed today. The defense got some good plays too. They say Elijah Griffin. We keep hearing about Elijah Griffin. Elijah Griffin. They saying this guy may be a day one starter. They say he's actually like owning up to his name of like the hype that he had. But also, I heard in another note, Gabe Harris. I was worried about this. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried about Gabe Harris. I was like, I don't know about Gabe Harris, man. After what you call it left, I was like, I'm not sure. Gabe Harris. They said he's playing like a madman.
Yeah, Gabe Harris, man, he's one of those twitchy guys. Like, he's kind of what you hoping Isaiah Gibson eventually turns into.
Yep.
Um, I know a lot of people haven't seen a lot of Gabe Harris, but you're gonna know that name by the end of the year. I promise you that. You're gonna know who number 0 is.
Man,
You're gonna be
that's
like, where's this guy been? Like, why haven't we been playing him? Sometimes it just takes a while for guys
mhm.
to finally click. Um, Elijah Griffin, to him, like, I think he's gonna turn into like the KJ Bolden, Malachi Starks, Michael Williams. Like, they don't start on the depth chart game one. Well, I bet game two they're gonna
Yeah.
be on that depth starting. You know, like, it's gonna be clear as day. Like, okay, we can't keep this kid off the field and put him on the field at the same time we put Kristen Miller on the field.
Yeah. Yeah. They say Christian Miller playing good too. Like his practice is good. I mean, And let's just go back to the offense because I forgot to hit this group. Tight ends. I ain't gonna
And
lie.
one more thing. One more thing
Okay.
about defensive line before we switch up. I will say our biggest X factor on that defensive line, and somebody I haven't heard enough about is Jordan Hall. We need that
Oh
guy to
yeah.
step up. We need him to
Yeah.
step up big.
You know who they said have stepped up is McCloyd.
Yeah, I've heard good things about him too.
Yeah, they said this dude is. I'm like, so I love the like shocker things. You know, like even with the tight end, and that's like what we're about to hit on now.
Mhm.
Is I expected so much more out of Oscar Delp. I ain't heard much about Oscar Delp. Now I haven't heard much about Lucky. Now I heard Lawson Lucky is playing better than Delp, but the guys that I'm hearing about over and over and over again is Riddell and Elias Williams. They got
Man,
these guys in in the back end pushing like, well, hold a minute, we may got something here.
yeah, man, it's hard. It's hard to keep 6'7", 250 off the field at tight end, man. It is
Like
hard.
they said, that's a man, and he catching the ball like a man, and he catching it physical like a man, and he taking hits like a man.
It's gonna be hard to keep him off the field, man. That's like I said it earlier, but I strictly said wide receiver. Like this is like the best pass catching team we've ever had at Georgia. Like
Yeah,
you can there's gonna be if we play national title 16 games, like you can literally have a different leading receiver for each of those 16 games. Like that's how deep we are.
yeah. Like we're super deep. We're super deep. So
It is insane.
let's man, I'm tired. Let's take it to back to the defensive side. Cornerbacks. Ellis Robinson doing his thing. He's doing his thing. That's one of my players that I'm hyped about. I've always been hyped about him since last season. Um, and it looked like he's pushing Harris like for a spot for real. It's tight between him and Harris. And they said don't forget about DeMelo Jones. You got four solid corners right there. You got Dalen Everett, Daniel Harris, Ellis Robinson, and you got
DeMelo Jones.
DeMelo Jones.
You
That's
got
that's good.
four SEC starting corners.
Man,
That's a good problem to have. It
that's a good
is a
problem.
very good problem to have. But I do not see how Daniel Harris keeps Ellis Robinson off the field. I just don't see
I
it.
don't see it. I don't see it either. I'm telling you, I don't see it. And the thing is, like, I'm gonna touch on this towards the end. I'm gonna hold it. But when we also look at safety, I'm pretty shocked to hear about Adrian Maddox, like, doing his thing, and Dinkins doing his thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a big Ja'Cory Thomas fan, but I do want him to be like, if he's doing good, hey, I want him to do good. I want him to do really good.
You know what's funny? I'm not a big Ja'Cory Thomas fan
Me either.
either.
It just, when you see him out there, it's just like,
That's so funny you said that. Like
yeah,
he plays for
I,
my team, so I'm always gonna ride or die with
yeah.
him. But
I
when
just
I
like,
see him out there, I'm like, ooh, can we get him?
yeah. He just like, bro, you don't look like no safety. If he was at corner, I actually would think I would like him better at corner or star something. But just
Yes,
safety, he just don't look right at safety. Like
he got there.
based on all the player we had in the past, but they saying he's a baller. They saying he's a baller, and I did see him like make some plays and got the spiked shoulder pads before. I think it was him. Yeah. So, but man, I'd rather see Adrian Maddox.
Yeah, give me the twos. Give me Adrian Mattis and give me Zion Branch out there.
Yeah.
Hey man, if you even got to put Jonell Aguero back there at safety.
Some. We'll see though. I mean, hey, Corey Thomas may end up being in a what was give me a safety where he played safety and it was just like he wasn't great, but he was like, hey, I can deal with it. Maybe like a Chris Milf. Uh, I feel like I
Yeah,
wasn't.
Chris Smith, Chris Smith grew on me a lot.
I get. Give me another safety. Give me another
I,
safety.
I,
I don't want to say Chris Mill. I like Soldier. So
uh, here's the thing: J. Hurry, LeCount, Lewis
uh,
Fiend, Chris Smith. Dang, I don't know. I'm trying to think.
uh, see, can you? I'm trying to think, man. Georgia's safeties. Um. Uh. I will say. No, these all-time player.
I don't know. I can't think of no.
Um.
Who were the safeties when Kirby first got here?
That one I'm trying to think of. Like,
It was Dominic Sanders and somebody else.
I like Dominique Sanders.
Me too.
Uh. Uh. I like Bakari Rambo. These are like top 10 safety. Uh, I will say Dominique Sanders and Chris Smith remind me like they was like the same.
Let's
Um,
go.
man, I'm trying to think, man.
He's saying, I'm over you. I mean, we're here looking at like past rosters and stuff.
Yeah, um, Georgia Players alumni, maybe. Okay, okay, let's look at that. Trey Battle.
Pretty battle.
What about Trey Battle? He remind you of Trey Battle a little bit? I can see that a little bit. Trey Battle wasn't so big. I can see Trey Battle. Um, National Louis seen down. Um,
I
oh,
was on let's look at Georgia all-time defensive back.
maybe a Trey Battle. Trey Battle wasn't like. I mean, he was good, but he wasn't like somebody like, oh yes, Trey Battle. Like,
What about Trey Matthews? I think he ended up
uh,
transferring to Auburn now.
yeah, he
So he
did.
was,
Trey Matthew, I did like Trey Matthew. He'd knock your head off.
yeah.
Maybe like a he probably remind me like a not Sean Jones. I'd say Trey Battle. Yeah. No, let's just Prince Miller? No, that's a corner.
Yeah, lots of corners.
Not
Yeah,
Jermaine Phillips. Not Paul Oliver. I like Paul Oliver.
nothing against Ja'Cory Thomas, but he just don't do it for me.
He was a Trey Battle, bro. Maybe a J.R. Reed.
See, I like J.R. Reed too. Like at
I
first,
do
like
like
damn,
J.R. Reed.
grew on me.
He
He
did.
grew on me a bit.
So yeah, Amir Speed.
Demir Speed was a corner
Oh yeah, yeah it is. Trey Battle, man. Most most definitely Trey Battle. Like I gotta say Trey Battle, cause there's no other like DB. Yeah, we're gonna stick with that. What do you think? No, I like Devad Wilson, but no, he was a corner. Never mind.
though. Yeah, as I say, Devar played in the like the nickel. Yeah, Trey Battle wasn't bad.
Yeah, Trey Battle, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't like somebody like we're like, oh, Trey Battle. Like I give him, yeah, he's like the Trey Battle. Man,
Yeah,
we spent 5 minutes worrying about this guy, but but at the end of the day, I just want to say like when it come down to this, there's a big difference. You got players that actually plays better in a game time situation versus practice. Some people play better than they practice.
yeah,
Like I was that guy. I did not I couldn't stand practice. I hated practice. And those, unfortunately, like those guys, it's unfortunately that with Kirby, like if you don't practice well, you ain't gonna touch the field. But
that's
also, if you do all right, like oh yeah, you had some, he's a hard worker, and he know the plays and stuff. Sometimes you'll see a player like just you didn't hear much about at camp, but they ball out in game time because they're a game time player. It is what it is.
yeah. I think at the end of the day, Kirby, they're probably just gonna throw Corey out there and see how he do the first couple of
Hmm.
series and see if this guy can swim or is he gonna drown and go from there. I bet that's what
Yeah.
their game plan is. Actually, I think he's a senior this year too, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's been
Like
on the team.
five
Man,
year, 5 years, 5th year senior, I think.
yeah, he's been on the team a minute.
So it's just like, man, some players though, you see them, they practice really well. You hear good things about them. Then when it comes to game day, you're like, bro, what in the world going on? Uh, we see that a lot. Some don't play better in the game. I don't know what it is. But let's go to the tweet of the day. That's gonna wrap it up for tonight. We're gonna go to you know, I'm gonna give it to
We got one more week left until like actual football.
yeah.
Like it's not Georgia football next week, but like it's live football, you know.
I was gonna give it to this person, but I don't really see much. I only see comments. Um, let's see. We will get the tweet of the day to trying to figure out who I want to give it to. Twitter, don't do me wrong. All right. Twitter, don't do me wrong. Stetson Bennett. Oh, look at that. Let's check this out right quick. Bam.
Boy out there throwing those dimes.
Man, let's just talk about this right quick. So I tweeted, and I know I made some Georgia fan mad, but it's true. We see a lot of people like they drag the crap out of Shedeur Sanders. And they're like, "Oh, he didn't do nothing. He played against, it's preseason." But then when it come down to Stetson Bennett in the preseason, it's like we praise him, not saying that he's not good. He's good. I'm glad we praise him. He need to be balling out. I want to see him ball out. I actually want to see Stetson Bennett be a starting quarterback. If it's not with the Rams, be somewhere else. He deserve
Right.
it. But
Get a chance. Get at least a chance.
yeah, but don't sit here and knock Shedeur Sanders. I know he's cocky. I don't like the cockiness either. But the dude is a baller. Just because he's cocky and stuff doesn't mean he's not a baller. He's a baller. In my eyes, he's a baller. I don't know what your thoughts is on it, but in my thoughts is Shedeur Sanders is a baller. And we need to stop dragging the dude just because he's cocky. Okay, you got multiple players that cocky out there. He ain't the only cocky player.
No, I love me some Shador Sanders, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Man,
I love Shador Sanders.
the Rams love Stetson Bennett. They love Stetson Bennett. They,
Look at him.
I mean, they
Look at
love
the
the dude. Got some swagger, bro.
look at that go boy out.
That man had that glow up. um,
Man,
let's give it to Jay. You know what? Since we talk about it, we're gonna give it to Jay Bird. We're gonna give it to Jay Bird for tweeting that out, tweeting out that dime, doing that finger like, yes, I need that. So, with that being said, I hope everyone have a great night. Make sure y'all leave y'all comments in the comment section on what y'all think the football season, how it's going to turn out. And also, feel free to hit that subscription button to check out more Georgia Bulldog content because this is what we do. We bring out that good content and we let y'all know what's going on in Dog Nation. But with that being said, we are out and go Dogs.
go dogs.